it will be good for the Isle of Man, good for Canada. We have already some Canadian investors here in the Isle of Man. Canada Life International is, of course, one that's very well known. But we've also got interest in the aerospace and the IT sectors, and I'm hoping that with the signature of the Tax Information Exchange Agreement, there will be a greater recognition that this constituency enjoys the international gold standard for financial regulation, transparency, accountability, and it will encourage more Canadians to invest in the Isle of Man. So it's a plus for Canada, it's a plus for the Isle of Man, and a win-win right across the board.
It's very important for us from an economic and business point of view that we're seen to be able to play up in an international field with other reputable countries in the world. It's a real achievement for a small place like the Isle of Man.
I mean, for a layperson, it may sound like you're trying to clean your act up or something.
Oh, not at all. In fact, the Isle of Man has been on the white list for a very long time now. So it's not a question of cleaning our act up. Our act is clean, and this is a further feather in our cap.
Now, there are various Canadian companies here in the Isle of Man, very visible companies. Will this affect them in any way?
It will certainly be an endorsement of what they're doing in the Isle of Man, and one that we very much welcome. It, I hope, will attract further Canadian companies to come and invest in the Isle of Man. And speaking to His Excellency this morning, I think that is certainly something that he's keen to encourage, and we would very much welcome.
Now, does this make any difference to people who bank here? Because I mean, obviously there is a Canadian presence here. I mean, does this make their life easier? Or
I think it does, because there is now an expectation that after the last international financial crisis, people are looking for more transparency, more accountability. They want to ensure that the constituencies where they're doing business are approved and have the international standards that are expected in this day and age. And so a tax information exchange agreement essentially is a sine qua non to do business in the global community today. So good step forward for Canada, good step forward for the Isle of Man, and I think it will open the door potentially to more investment from Canadian companies here in the Isle of Man.
Right now, your boys back home can go digging if they want to, can't they?
But you know, it's not actually so much that there are worries in that respect, because as I say, this was an agreement that Canadian banks, financial institutions wanted here. It was something the Canadian government wanted, and something that the authorities in the Isle of Man wanted as well. So we were all pushing against an open door.